G'day guys, David Howe from Kokoda Historical, back with a supplementary video to narrow down a couple of little things that I wanted to talk about with our packing of our big pack. So one of the valuable little items that doesn't take up much room, and you can just bring 3 or 4 of these, is a freezer bag, or these the Glad Wrap Snap and Lock large story bag. What do I do with this? Well, you can put extra things in there that you don't want to get wet. But most importantly, what I do with them is, remember I said that socks are my luxury item. So when I have a dirty pair of socks, I wring them out the best I can. I stick them back in the bag, seal them up, and that way it doesn't contaminate the rest of the stuff in my pack. On those little Glad little style bags, one thing that you can do, as you can see, I've got another one here with 2 rolls of toilet paper in it. You might not want to take 2 rolls of toilet paper, it's up to you. But what I do is I have these smaller Glad lunch bags, or whatever you want to call them, and I make up little folded sheets of toilet paper in these smaller little bags that I use, I guess, to ration my toilet paper, and it doesn't take up the big bulk of just chucking a couple of toilet rolls in. Having said that though, of course I appreciate that some people would use more toilet paper than other people. But for me personally, this is what I would do. So I just take my toilet roll and I just start folding it back over on each sheet like that. And I just take off, I just estimate how much it would be, for a couple of stops at the toilet, I guess, through the day, because you might want to do several of these little packs up and put them in the big pack. But obviously you need to have some on your person if you're going with your day pack and having a porter. So I just fold the sheets back on themselves, make myself a little roll like that, stick them in these individual little bags like that, and voila, there I have a day or at least one go on the toilet up in PNG. Now people ask me about toilets and what it's like up on Kokoda. So long drop outdoor toilets, a lot of them have a big plastic bowl, like a plastic bowl, and around it like a, you can sit down on it with the lid. They're not always the best. Obviously you might want to give it a wipe before you do so. I tend not to take those wet wipes with a lot of plastic in them. You might want to take wet wipes to use, but just be mindful of the environment up there. Obviously the paper's going to break down pretty quickly, but certainly not throwing plastic if we can help it into the long drops up there. But they're long drop toilet, most of them have a seat on them. As I said, you might want to give it a wipe before you sit down on it, but other than that, it's very similar to what I guess you see out in some national parks in Australia, albeit built out of bush materials. They call them lick house. It's a small little hut with a door on it, and you obviously need to take toilet paper or something to wipe your backside with. That's why we've done this little exercise in talking about taking toilet paper on the track. So with that in mind, the other part of this supplementary video to the packing that I wanted to cover is walking poles. So a lot of people do, we've got some walking poles here at the hotel, by the way, that if you're first in best dress we can lend you, but you don't have to go out and buy a crazy expensive one. These ones are from called Outdoor Explorer, or whatever that brand is. I don't think they cost much. I think they cost about $40 or something in Anaconda or BCF, one of those stores. So they've got little straps on them. You've got the end that's got a little stopper on it that you can take off and have the pointy end. Obviously you want the pointy end for walking in the mud. Some people use 1 pole, some people use 2. A lot of people say it's invaluable for you when you're going down, importantly, to take the pressure off the knees. In fact, like I said in my earlier videos, I've just started using a porter myself, and now I'm starting to use walking poles. I'm going to do a different video which talks about souvenirs and art and stuff that you can buy in PNG and along the Kokoda track, like bill and bags and stuff. And in that video, we're going to cover what you would like to do with a walking stick that is made from a stick in the bush that you can get back to Australia and you can have carved by the porter team, by their guides. And it's an option, and one of the things that you might want to take is a small pocket knife that you might even want to give away to one of the guides at the end after they've carved it, and take a pen and a piece of paper and write down. They can put your name on it, or the year you've done it, the month, and that. And they have these intricate carving designs, and as long as you declare it on the way back through from customs, you can get them back in, and they're a great souvenir. That's going to be a separate video, but supplementary to talking about what equipment and gear that you bring up from Australia and take with you. I think we've covered most of the basics now. I've given you little tips and tricks with the Glad wrap bags and putting your toilet paper into smaller sections to take on the track, and obviously bringing commercial walking poles. So with that in mind, if you use these videos to give you a bit of an overview, and you use it in conjunction to reading our booklet and asking any questions that you may have and working out what works for you before you come to Kokoda, then I think you're really going to put yourself in a good position to be prepared for undertaking what is a magnificent, wonderful journey, guys. And I don't think anyone that is thinking about doing Kokoda should think, oh, it's too hard for me. And again, something for another video, but it's very achievable, and with the right preparation and training, you will have a most enjoyable time and a most memorable experience. So with that in mind, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the track.